What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, your DIY guy. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead, like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this exciting DIY content that we've got going on. Now, this is a 3-part series on an epic 1,000 square meter landscape transformation. If you missed out part 1, go and check it in the link over here or down in the description. But this is part 2 where we get on with the irrigation. But let's do a quick recap for you so we can get started. Let's go. Make sure, if you're not yet, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of this exciting DIY content that we've got going on. And of course, turn on your notification bell so you get notified first when we post a new video in the series and other videos on the channel. Just to finish off all of the retaining blocks from part 1, we completed this entryway, which is near the pool area around the second retaining wall. And as you can see, we're filling it with some gravel stone to fill the insides of these retaining blocks, which is different from the other blocks where we filled it with native soil and potting soil at a later stage, because on top of this we're going to be creating a screed surface for the homeowner to place a capstone at a later stage. And as you see here, we've mixed up some water to create a screed surface on the top, and this will provide a firm foundation for that capstone at a later date in case you want to do something similar. Now, you could have built this out of normal brick, but because it's a retaining wall, we wanted to ensure that it still has its structural integrity. And then of course you can just make it look pretty with a capstone which the homeowner will select at a later stage. Now onwards to the irrigation as we move closer and closer to wrapping up this project. Here we've dug out the trenches for the irrigation lines, and it goes all the way down past the pool area down to the front of the house. Now the approximate depth, which you can't really see on camera, is about 150 to 200 millimeters in depth, or about 15 to 20 centimeters if that's easier. This will house both the irrigation line and the drainage lines. We'll be using about 3 drainage lines or 3 drainage basins to capture the water around the pool and this patio area, and to let that exit out in the front of the house near this retaining wall. And then it moves all along the side to sprinkle the plants that will come along that boundary wall. So we've used a 20 mil thick pipe which runs all the way down past the initial first retaining wall and down the back, as well as to the side of the house. We tried not to add any joints to reduce any potential leaks, but also to allow the water to flow freely. I bet you can't say that 3 times. Flow freely. Anyway, so those lines run all the way down to all the corners of each of the irrigated areas. And for the areas that don't receive sprinklers, we simply cover them back up once we lay them in place. And keep in mind, this is 200 millimeters below grade, because on top of this we'll get garden soil or potting soil for the grass that'll still come on top of that. And here you see one of the last blocks of that first retaining wall being put into place carefully so as not to pinch that irrigation line. Shout out to all our Nail and Screw subscribers. Thanks to you guys, we're now eligible for Super Thanks, which means you can continue showing your love and support by donating to the channel, allowing us to produce more awesome content into the future. And you'll also be able to post a colorful comment in the comment section, and all our Super Thanks subscribers will get a special shout out at the end of every video. Thanks again, and let's jump back into this one.
By the way, are we friends yet? Make sure you're subscribed to our Instagram channel where you get access to VIP content before YouTube.
Now where there's no irrigation sprinklers, we could go ahead and cover our irrigation lines so that they're out of the way and don't get damaged as we move ahead, wrapping up on this section of the project. And you can see again that's below the grade and out of the way behind the retaining wall, where we'll level out the surface and place grass so that it's nice and smooth. And here's some of the irrigation sprinklers that are going in their various locations, just to ensure that we have adequate coverage of all of the areas that require sprinklers to be in. We've got some in the planter beds, and that you'll see in episode 3 how we built them and finished that area off. And here we are just replacing some of the paving. And in this section we decided we needed to create a T which splits from the source of the taps all the way to the front garden. And here we are just showing you how to connect a T-piece connector in order to split the flow. Now if you cut it off at that location, that would be too short, so you've got to actually cut it off a bit longer so that it goes into the T connector where the teeth can grab on and hold it in place. And then you simply use some sandpaper just to clean off any burrs so that they don't enter into the irrigation line. And then of course you've got to squeeze it in the compression fitting, which can be quite tough, but a little bit of patience, a bit of wiggling, and you'll get it in no time. And they've got compression fittings, which basically means you push it in and there's some teeth inside which hold on. Now here's a DIY video where we showed you this irrigation or battery operated irrigation timer. Go check that out if you want to learn a bit more details about it. But you can see where the rest of the line goes from the front on top all the way to the front of the house and splits again in the section where we've got another T connector, and we'll have a sprinkler in that area which will rotate and spray from side to side. This goes down towards the front entrance where we'll have another rotating sprinkler again. And here the team is building another plant box which was about 7 meters in length. But lo and behold, accidents do happen, and as you can see, someone punctured this pipe. I think it was the other team that was starting to get the grade ready for soil and grass to come in, but no problem, we just snapped on a connector and we were back in business. Here's a good view because we didn't capture the other sprinklers that we installed on the site, but from another project. These are the rotating sprinklers which simply rotate from side to side, and you can actually hear when it gets to its set destination, it clicks and rotates back to the next destination, which can be programmed and timed on the sprinkler itself, which is pretty cool. That brings us to the end of part 2 of this 3-part epic 1000 square meter landscaping series. You're going to want to make sure you stick around for the next episode where we'll be completing these planter beds and wrapping up this entire project. But can you believe it? Most of you are not subscribed, so how will you catch it? Go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and thank you to all our loyal supporters. If you're here right now, you're one of them. So go ahead, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Nail and Screw.